Good morning to everyone. Let me discuss about a very interesting and highly versatile microbial pathogen. In fact, they are particulate pathogens rather microbial pathogens. Comes under introduction to microbiology called virides and prions. Well, let us begin with virides. Viroid means virus-like molecules. These are small, submicroscopic, and non-capsulated plant pathogens. Please keep in mind all the time, virides are the smallest plant pathogens. They are naked, non-capsulated means they are not covered by protein sheath, unlike TME virus or any plant virus. These are the small, submicroscopic, non-capsulated plant pathogens. Well, these are usually RNA molecules, very small RNA molecules, single-stranded RNA molecules, which are due to getting secondary stability, they are undergoing secondary structure, and thereby they are covalently closed circular molecules. Well, these virides were first discovered and coined as virides by T.O. Diner, 1967. Well, virides are the smallest known plant pathogens already we discussed, and they are the smaller than viruses. Well, there are about 40 different types of virides are known today. Some of these are potato spindle tuber viride. It is abbreviated as PSTVD. And kadang kadang of coconut viride. And this is a very, very serious and severe pathogen so far as coconut cultivation, especially in Philippines. And then there is avocado sunblotch viride, which is called as ASBVD, and the citrus exocutis viride, CEVD, and say about 50 years back in the US, the chrysanthemum cultivation was severely affected by chrysanthemum stunt viride, that is known as CSVD. Well, all virides are belongs to two families, namely Group A and Group B. Group A are known as Avicen viridae, and which includes only four varieties. Among those, avocado sunblotch viride. Pospi viridae is having major one, major family with the 40 different types of virides. Among those, the first one is known as potato spindle tuber viride. Well, these virides will cause plant diseases by triggering RNA interference. So that is known as RNA silencing. And virides are regarded as the living fossils of RNA world, primitive RNA world. Today we are calling them as living fossils in the sense we know less number, might be more number in the primitive world, and especially among the RNA molecules like rRNA, mRNA, snRNA, hnRNA, RNAi, and there are so many types of RNA molecules, 16 sRNA, 5 sRNA, 23 sRNA, different types of RNAs are there. So among these, now these are less in number, we know around 45, 50 only right now, and therefore these are considered as the living fossils of RNA world. The smallest viride is the kadanga coconut with a length of 246 bases or nucleotides. The first reported viride is the potato spindle tuber viride. Well, let us know about viride structure. A typical viride is about 40 nanometer length and 2 nanometer thickness like a DNA molecule, and it is usually the secondary structure. It exists in two states. Primary structure is a linear molecule. Secondary structure is a circular coiled molecule. Sometimes it may be also present in the form of tertiary structure, but secondary structure is more common, and it is a circular single-stranded RNA molecule with a extensive base pairing in parts of the RNA strand and having the length of 250 to 400 nucleotides depending on the virus. Further, it has five regions, namely the left terminus, right hand terminus, and a pathogeneity region, a conserved central region, and the variable region. So this is a typical viroid structure. You can see this is the 5' end and this is the 3' end. So a simple linear molecule is folded on its own axis. Wherever the base complementarity is there, then there is a stem formation. Wherever the base complementarity is not there, there is a loop formation. So that is how a double-stranded RNA molecule, in order to get stability, secondary structure of viroid is formed, which is having five distinct regions. This is called left-hand terminus, and here it is right-hand terminus, and this is called pathogenic region, which responsible for causing disease in the plants, and this is the CCR region, that is the central conserved region, and this is the variable region. So this variable region is different from viroid to viroid. Remaining nucleotide sequencing is almost similar to all the viroids. Well, the secondary structure, as I told you, may be rod-like. As you know, the secondary structure may be variable. It may be rod-like with five domains and conserved motifs, as in viroids belong to the family Phosphoviridae. So in case of Phosphoviridae, all the secondary structures are rod-like, but the Avicenna viruses, they are hammerhead-like straight. So a little bit of variation is there in morphology and topography of the RNA viruses. Viroids. So they are usually present in the nucleus of the plant cells, especially closely associated with the chromatin material. So how these viroids are going to be replicating? In fact, they are not having enough information to synthesize a protein. And therefore, these molecules, viroids, are completely depending on the host machinery in order to synthesize their RNA molecules. So these are very small molecules, even they cannot synthesize a simple protein, and they usually utilizes the plant cell RNA polymerase II enzyme for their replication or multiplication. They replicate either in the nucleus or nucleolus in case of phosphoviride viruses, viroids, whereas in the case of Avicenna viridae, they replicate in the chloroplast of a plant cell by adopting the rolling circle mechanism or model. Two rounds of rolling circle mechanism or replication are required to synthesize a viroid. So this is called as auto-replication. And please keep in mind, this is a schematic representation of the viroid. This is a simple RNA strand of the infectious viroid RNA molecule, which is considered as a positive strand, as a template strand, on which by using RNA polymerase II enzyme of the host cell, it is going to synthesize a blue colored circle molecule called as a daughter RNA strand, and this strand is a linear, and this is undergoing self cleavage by having on its own. That means, please remember, almost all viroids are having autocatalytic property. Autocatalytic property means they are showing a ribozyme activity, and therefore the long linear molecule is going to be fragmented into bits and pieces, and these pieces are coiling on its own axis, converting into negative strands. And this is one round of replication. And this is a newly synthesized RNA molecule or daughter RNA strand will serve again as a template for RNA polymerase II enzyme, and then it is polymerase II enzyme, then it is going to synthesize another daughter strand, long linear daughter strand, and this is again subjected to ribosome activity or autocatalytic property, and that is going to synthesize this. This is how a complete two rounds of rolling of the RNA template of the parent as well as daughter strand is responsible for the synthesis of RNA filaments or fragments. They are the primary structures of the viroids, and they will undergo processing and splicing, and thereby converted into a stem, loop, or hammerhead like structures of viroids. So this is known as a rolling circle model. So this is what I explained. Now come to the prions. Prions are the smallest known pathogens of animals, including man. So these are the infectious proteins. What are prions means? They are proteins. They are infectious proteins, means they are disease causing proteins. And these proteins were first discovered and coined by Stanley B. Kusner, an American biochemist. For this discovery, he was honored with the Nobel Prize in 1997. So prions are mainly cause slow but fatal neurological degenerate diseases. And they cause diseases both in man and his animals. So in case of man, well, there are many diseases, but three are very, very important. One is called Kuru disease, which is present only in Kuru tribe in Papua New Guinea and Tasmania region, and Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, and this is a very serious disease, and then fatal insomnia. So these are three important human diseases. And then in case of animals, especially the scrapie of sheep and goats, mad cow disease, very severe disease recently in European countries, including England. So that is known as bovine spongiform encephalopathy and the chronic wasting disease of deers. So these are some of the diseases caused by prions or prion proteins or infectious proteins. In fact, these proteins are the products of our genes or chromosomes. So they are not coming from outside. They are because of some metabolic dysfunct. They are going to be produced in our body only. They will migrate and finally infect our CNS, the central nervous system, and causing disease. Prion is a very small structure having of 7 to 27 nanometer size and are made up of purely proteins, belong to a category called the CLO-glycoproteins. Their molecular weight is ranging from 33 to 35 kilodaltons. And these resemble amyloid proteins in structure. There are so many prion rods or proteins are around 1,000 aggregate to form prion rods with a size of 100 to 200 nanometer. These prion rods or fibrils kill the neurons of the hypothalamus of the brain through apoptosis, that is known as a programmed cell death. And this disease causes sponge-like holes, especially in the gray matter of the brain tissue. Well, the first studied prion structure protein is a scrapie of sheep, so that is known as PRP protein. And some of the normal cellular proteins are PRPC. So here you can see these are normal proteins called PRPC, whereas one protein is showing different structure, different shape. This is known as a PRPSC. That means a scrappy protein. So these are normal proteins, but this is a dysfunct protein or a prion protein, and this prion protein is binding to the healthy protein or normal PRP protein, and this PRP protein is converted into, as you see here in the here flow chart, so that is converted into PRPSC protein or prion protein. So that is how all the normal proteins are converted into PRPSC proteins, and the shape is altered. All these proteins will come together, form a rod-like structure, migrate to the hypothalamus or central nervous system, and they are going to be accumulated in the nerve cells, cytoplasm. They are going to harm the mechanism of the cells. So finally, this protein in the neuron cell segregates into fibrils or rod-like structures. In case of man, prions are the product of the 20th chromosome, So that is how they are still research is going on about the exact mechanism of the prion infection and the prion synthesis. So here, what is viroids, prions we have discussed. They are submicroscopic pathogens. Viroids are naked single-stranded RNA molecules. They are plant pathogens, multiply by rolling circle model. Generally, they are having ribosome activity. Whereas prions are infectious proteins infecting animals and man and cause neurological diseases. Thank you.